2 trades in one day. I can barely contain myself. What up, everybody? We have our second trade video of the day. Pretty fun. We are talking about the Portland Trail Blazers sending CJ McCollum to the New Orleans Pelicans for the names you see on screen here. Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Thomas Satoransky, and draft compensation, which I don't think has been officially announced yet. But let's talk about it. Before we do, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, tell me how much this deal makes sense for your team, or just if you don't have a team, I don't know what to tell you. Let's go into it. Portland. Okay, so initial reaction here. So I've always thought that the CJ Dame pairing in Portland wasn't the greatest thing ever. 2 relatively small guards, like neither of them I think are above 6'4". Could be wrong on that, but for sure not above 6'5". McCollum and Dame are kind of smaller guards that don't play a whole lot of defense, and great offensively, awesome offensively, but I just don't really know what their ceiling is as a team with those 2 as your best players. So I did feel like CJ needed to be moved off and moved out of Portland for sure. The one thing though I'm interested in is kind of the package that New Orleans gets back, and I want to get more clarification on what the draft compensation is here that Portland is receiving, because I'm kind of a little sus on this whole deal. But let's discuss it. So, you know what time it is. It's cap sheet time. Portland. Going to Portland first. Okay, so Portland is interesting. Portland is, and we also have an expanded, I didn't even mention this, Larry Nance and Tony Snell are also in this deal. They're going to New Orleans as well. Kind of wild. Kind of fun, though. All right, and we got more clarification on the picks. All right, Portland. Deal has been updated here. In fact, let's refresh this page, and it should update. Although this deal isn't official, there was like a tweet that Woj came out and said, like, deal's not official yet, but they're hoping towards, but we have like all the players named, and it's kind of weird. Maybe this has turned into a 3-year deal, but no, they've already moved it. So, anywho, let's go into it. So this is now the cap sheet for the Portland Trail Blazers. Damian Lillard making a bunch of money. Bledsoe, remember that Portland has now made 2 trades. The one was sending out Norman Powell and Robert Covington, and then now they're sending out CJ McCollum. Nurkic could be on the move too. I would not be surprised to see if Nurkic moved. And yeah, so this is their cap sheet. They now have young prospects like Anthony Simons, Justice Winslow. I'm going to talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker in a second. Keon Johnson this year literally got hurt. Didi Lazauda was also provided in the deal from New Orleans. They are also got Satoransky, whose deal comes off the books here, just a cap filler here. And then they also got a 2022 first-round pick and 2 future seconds. So that's pretty solid. Pelicans projected 2022 first-round pick. I don't know what the projections are. Maybe we have clarification down here on what they are. Oh, come on. Lottery protected. Okay, I guess we don't have information about what the protection is on those picks on the 2022 first rounder from New Orleans. But, you know, Didi Lazauda, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Let me talk about Walker now, because I just don't really like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And this is why I was like wondering what exactly the trade is. If it's lottery protected, that the Pelicans give a lottery protected pick, I don't think the Pelicans are making the playoffs regardless if Zion comes back right now. Sheesh. So yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about the pick depending on what it is. I just want it unprotected. If I'm Portland, I would say give me just an unprotected pick. But the protections make it a little complicated here. Because I'm not crazy about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Hart is good. But there were rumors that came out that were saying that they could use Ann Fernie, they could use Justice Winslow, Alexander Walker, Keon Johnson, maybe even in Nasir Little, and maybe Nurkic too. But they can use all these pieces and the draft picks maybe that they have in the future, because look at Portland's draft situation here. Kind of messed up because of this Portland-Chicago trade. Is that the Derrick Jones Jr. trade? I don't know what trade that is, but the Blazers can now use the pick they're getting from New Orleans, and then they can use some of these younger players to maybe find a diamond in the rough, all-star caliber player. On the Sabonis level, hopefully not, but maybe somebody to pair up with Dame. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. For now, though, I honestly have to give the Blazers like a B on this, just because I just don't really believe that they got. Obviously, they're not going to get the best player because they're trading away CJ, and it is what it is. But just the players they got back, like I think Hart is a player that's really good. I think he's kind of mid-tier, like starter, off the bench kind of a guy. Older player too. I really dislike Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like, if you were to tell me if I could have Keon Johnson, who they got from the Clippers, or Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I would take Keon Johnson 10 times out of 10. And I wasn't even that crazy about Johnson coming out of the draft this year. Man, super wild. I just don't understand the Nickeil Alexander part of it. When I was looking to see exactly what the trade was before they threw Nickeil Alexander-Walker in there, I was like, so what young guy are they going to give up? Is it going to be Hayes? Is it going to be Herb Jones? Is it going to be? It can't be Herb Jones. Can it be Trey Murphy? Like, who is it from New Orleans that they're getting? Whew, I don't know. Kind of wild. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is not the guy for me. Sorry. Pass. Hard pass on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And maybe they'll pay him going into this offseason and extend him. I'm not crazy about it. Can they move him? I would move him. Sheesh. Anyway, so that's why I give Portland like a B, maybe even pushing a B- here at this point. I just don't. The pick that they get from New Orleans, do they even get it this year or next year? Like, I want to see what the protections are on that. But yeah, and then it looks like they also have to waive a player now because of how many players they're bringing in. Oh, I wonder what Dame has told the team. I wonder if he's basically said like, "Hey, I know of a guy that we can get here," or whatever. I don't know. Crazy. Portland, not great. Let's talk about New Orleans. Okay, so New Orleans had this weird report earlier, like in the year. Like, maybe not the year, but like earlier, like within the last month here, that said New Orleans believes that they're contenders, or not contenders, but that they can make the playoffs and that they're buyers at the trade deadline. It's just like, what? You look at the first four, or there are four players. Oops, let's refresh this because it's not updated yet. But you look at their first four players, or their best players. McCollum, Ingram, Valanciunas. What do we preach? What is the gospel here on this channel? That your best players are being paid the highest money on your team. So McCollum, Ingram, and Valanciunas, and then Zion's on his rookie deal. So this looks beautiful. Honestly, to me, I think we just have a real question is if Zion really wants to play for the Pelicans at all. But they do have a good team. McCollum adds offense. They still need defense. Ingram's, we know Brandon Ingram, and he's kind of on that borderline all-star tier level. Valanciunas, yeah, pretty good too. Having a solid year with Zion out. Devontae Graham, okay. I think maybe a good sixth man for sure. And then they also bring in Larry Nance. They don't give up Jackson Hayes. They don't give up Trey Murphy. They don't give up Herb Jones. They really like Kira Lewis down there. But man, wild. Absolutely wild. So this is their team this year and next year. The question is, what happens with Zion? Is this suitable for Zion Williamson? Does he like this team enough to be like, yeah, maybe New Orleans isn't so bad after all? I don't know. I just worry that they become a team like Charlotte where they're great and just so much fun on offense. But then on defense, you're just like, what is going on? And Willie Green has been as a head coach this year. I know he hasn't had his best player. I know that, obviously. But I'm not too impressed by Willie Green in his first as a first-year head coach. JB Bickerstaff is just slamming over in Cleveland. But Willie Green's not, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. Because I'm trying to be transparent on this, but I do actually think the Pelicans get like an A- to a B+ on this, probably more an A-, just because they land a really good player and they now have a 4, maybe even a 5-some giggity that's going to be really hard to beat. Their top 5: Graham, McCollum, Ingram, Valanciunas, Zion. Like, how are you going to defend this team? This team seems like they could score in multiple ways. Zion just hand Zion the ball, he'll play bully ball. Devontae Graham is shooting threes, never finishing in the paint. But Jonas Valanciunas is a guy that you can throw the ball into, get some post-ups every now and then. Ingram and McCollum are sniping from 3 and scoring on the perimeter. Like, I think this is a really good trade. But is it, again, I think the biggest thing is just, is it suitable for Zion? Did Zion say to management, hey, I want another shooter, like a premier shooter. What can we get? And they don't give up too much. Hart is the best player going out. I already had my whole spiel about Nickeil Alexander-Walker and how trash I think he is. But, and then their pick wasn't crazy. Like, again, I really am interested to see what the pick projection is on that. And yeah. So, good stuff. Good stuff by New Orleans. Are they kind of mental to think that they're going to make the playoffs or anything? I don't know. Maybe. Crazy. Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Adoransky is able to net them. CJ McCollum, that's good. I'll give him an A. I'll give New Orleans an A. Long term, we'll see, but right now in this moment, an A. Pretty good work by New Orleans, and David Griffin over there as the GM of the team is doing pretty solid. Pretty solid. After having a really bad start of the season, they've actually been coming on of late. But yeah, that's it. That's my analysis. If you like it, if you hate it, if you straight up hate it, let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be doing more stuff. We have more trades coming, I bet. I think there was a rumor about Gallinari going to Atlanta or going to Toronto. There's more things we're hearing every hour. So we'll see if Thaddeus Young gets moved. We'll see exactly what the Blazers are going to do with this new roster that they have. And, we'll go maybe pay our respects to the Kings franchise because, man, are they just horrible right now. Anywho, we'll see you later. We'll come up with a new video here soon. And, yeah.